My name is the Reverend Audra Rise, affectionately known as Mother Rise, rise like sunrise. And on behalf of all who have been touched by this remarkable ministry of education, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to Alvin Edinburgh for more than 46 years of faithful service to children through the Trinity Education and Enrichment Program, affectionately known as TEEP. For nearly half a century, Mr. Alvin has dedicated his life to nurturing young minds and encouraging young hearts to open doors of opportunity for countless students. And his commitment to education has gone far beyond teaching lessons in the classrooms. He has modeled compassion and perseverance and wisdom and an unwavering belief in the potential of every child. Through his leadership and example, generations of children have discovered their gifts, developed confidence in their abilities, and been inspired to pursue their dreams. Just as importantly, Mr. Alvin has served as a mentor and a role model to myself personally, but to so many other educators and also for future educators. He has demonstrated for us that teaching is not merely a profession, but it's a calling, and that it transforms lives and strengthens community. Your impact, Mr. Alvin, cannot be measured solely by the years of service or by the thousands, yes, thousands of lives you have influenced and the enduring legacy that you leave for us to follow in your footsteps. Your work is truly one of God's blessing, and it has blessed and been a profound difference in this world. And you have taught, most importantly, that one person, one committed educator can make a profound difference in the world. So it is my honor to say thank you for all that you have done for over half a century, for the inspiration, the wisdom, and the love. And you've done this all with respect and responsibility, reciprocity, restraint, and redemption. I love you to life. God bless.
Hello, my name is Gina Barrett, and today I would like to honor a woman who has been legendary in the world of education. She's a trailblazer, entering the hearts of many, helping countless people achieve the future of their dreams. I remember walking into her office with a desire to earn my master's degree. She looked into my eyes and she said, if I were given a chance to attend Xavier University to earn my master's degree, will I give it my all? Obviously, I said yes, because that was the desire of my heart. And I remember her signing that documentation so that I can earn my master's degree. And I didn't disappoint her. I gave it my all, and I graduated with honors. Dr. Hale is a woman of vision, drive, tenacity, and spunk. When she sets her mind on something, she makes it happen. She rarely hears the word no, because everyone wants to collaborate with her, and everyone wants to be successful because she wants everyone to be successful. She has the Midas touch because she cares about people. She's always striving toward great things. Today, Dr. Hale, we honor you. We thank you for your years of hard work and dedication, for the service that you've given to the community and to all those that were in need. You saw greatness in so many people, even when we didn't see greatness in ourselves. So, for the accomplishments that you have given, for the many years that you have done such wonderful work, we just want to take this opportunity to thank you and to say that we love you. Today, we honor you. Thank you.
My career path is probably a belief that I had early on as a young boy that the more education you receive, the better your life would be. Now that was the feeling and belief of a 10-year-old boy, and then a 15-year-old, then a 17-year-old. But for some reason, as I looked around the world and looked at where I lived and where other people lived, I began to associate educational attainment with opportunities and growth and the opportunity to move forward. And so that connection is what really inspired me to work hard. I've been blessed to have had many opportunities in life, and there have been some exciting things that have happened to me and that I have experienced. But I think the one that sticks with me more than anything else was when I graduated from college and saw how happy that made my mother. My mother was like many folk from the South who decided that she would go north seeking a better life. So she left North Carolina as a teenager and decided that she didn't want to pick tobacco the rest of her life, that there were other possibilities. And she went north. And her dream for her three children was to get us out of high school. She did not have the benefit of a good public school education, and but her dream for her three children was that she would work hard and sacrifice and do whatever to get the three of us out of high school. And she was successful with that. My sister finished high school and became one of the first black barbers, black female barbers in the state of Connecticut. My brother finished high school and was drafted, though, and went to Vietnam and worked on helicopters in the medical side of the operation. And I finished high school and went on to college. But the day that I graduated from college, when I looked at her and understood and felt the excitement and joy that came over her, because I had exceeded her wildest dream, her wildest expectation. She was committed and dedicated to getting me out of high school. And here I stood on the campus of the University of Connecticut, a college graduate, which was beyond her belief. So watching her that day is probably one of the happiest days of my life. I made the decision to move forward in a career and a life of service as opposed to education per se. I made a decision early on in my life not to go to graduate school at the University of Madrid in Spain, but to go to work for the Job Corps, where I could help some of the young men, or most of the young men who were coming in to the Job Corps in search of opportunities to better their lives. I headed a dormitory that had a lot of young men from Watts who had been involved in the Watts riots, and they were given the opportunity to either go in the Job Corps or go to jail for arson. And so I chose not to go to the University of Madrid at that time and go to work at the Job Corps. So it was very clear to me that I chose a life of service. It didn't mean that I wouldn't later go on to graduate school, but a life of service is the career trajectory that I got on, and as evidenced by the fact that after working in the Job Corps, I went into the Peace Corps, and I then, after coming out of the Peace Corps, I taught in the public schools of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So again, uh, it was service that drove me, and as I continued to work, I realized that I had to have a degree if I were going to advance. Well, I'm not one who has focused very much on legacy. I know some people do. I know some people who have been advised to think about their legacy as they move through life. Um, Having retired several times and uh, am now trying to reflect back on my career, I think that if there is any legacy I would want out there is that Dr. Martin Luther King said that I tried to help somebody, that I tried to make a difference, that I wanted to help people move uh, to the full extent of their ability. Um, and I've tried to do that in every position I've had. Uh, when I interact with students, when I interact with students in the secondary schools as well as PhD programs, I want to be known as one who tried to help people move to the maximum extent of their ability and their capability.
Hello, everyone. For those who don't know, my name is Victor Jones. I'm a civil rights attorney with the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. I'm also a 2012 Loyola Law graduate. I first want to say congratulations, Nichelle, on another successful event. And I want to send a special thank you to Bill Quigley for everything. Bill, you are amazing. You are humble. You have shown so many of us what it means to be an advocate in this racial justice work that we do. And I will forever sing your praises. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hello, my name is Bill Quigley, and I am unable to be there with you, but Nichelle Cook asked me to share some thoughts, and whatever Nichelle asked me to do, that's what I try to do because she really has a good sense of what's important. She asked me to answer a couple of questions. The first one was, what inspired your career path? And I think a couple of things. When I was a teenager, the priest from our parish which was in the Midwest, went down to Selma, Alabama to be part of the voting rights challenge and the marches that they were holding down there. And that was very inspirational to me. He got a lot of criticism for that, but I thought it was really a very cool thing to do. Second thing was I was inspired by Jesuit priests who were getting thrown in jail for raiding draft sites and actually destroying the draft records of people who were due to be drafted to go to the Vietnam War. I was, inspired by both of those actions to try to figure out that and a lot of other things, but try and figure out how to fit into this world. Second question she asked me to address is, did I always know I would be a civil rights lawyer, or was that unexpected? Originally, I studied to be a Catholic priest, and I dropped out. I did not become a priest, but I worked for 2 years then as a social worker in public housing development. I accompanied people to meet with lawyers, to go to court, and other sorts of official acts and that. And I honestly was very underwhelmed by the lawyers that I saw and thought, I'm not going to be a priest, so what can I do? And so I thought, well, maybe I could be a lawyer. I like to read and write and work with people, so I'll become a lawyer. One of the benefits of working in the public housing development was that I made friends with dozens of mothers and grandmothers who were there, who were raising their kids and often their grandkids as well. These were folks that I was there to help. They had, in many cases, not much material resources and limited education compared to what I had endured. But despite the challenges they faced, they raised their kids and grandchildren and worked in their community to try to get better housing and to develop safety in their community. And as it turns out, they helped me a lot. I went there to help them. I ended up, they helped me every bit as much as I was able to help them. And they ended up being the best teachers that I really ever had. I continued to take lessons from them and inspiration from them. Then she asked me to address there are 3 pieces of advice that I would give to a younger self or another person. And I had a hard time coming up with 3 because I'm a lawyer, so I had too many. But the first one is to work with and listen to organizations of grassroots people. The directly impacted people often know very much best what's going on in their neighborhood and in their city and in their lives, and they are really the experts on that, and they have to be listened to. And we should start our listening there, not necessarily with the think tanks and national organizations, but what do the directly impacted local communities think, and listen to them and work with them. Second piece of advice is when I was studying to be a priest, the ideal of justice one of the ideals of justice was to be a voice for the voiceless. And I thought that was pretty good. And I tried to do that. And when I became a lawyer, I was fortunately taken under the wing of a veteran organizer, Ron Chisholm, who told me, he said, Bill, this voice for the voiceless thing is, really not the way to go. And I said, really? Why you say that? He says, because there really aren't any voiceless people. There are lots of people whose voices are not listened to, whose voices are ignored, or who are excluded from the places where the talk about what's supposed to happen to them happens. So instead of being a voice for the voiceless, maybe you should try to work to give an opportunity for the voices of the people who are not usually heard to be heard, whether that's silencing the voices of the people who speak over them, or creating opportunities for them to be able to speak for themselves. That's really what justice is about. Third piece of advice is that hope and love are essential. And they are not something that you achieve at a certain age or with a certain education or a certain experience. They are ongoing struggles that we all have. But if we don't have hope and we don't have love, then we have no chance of really doing social justice work, I don't think. I think we'll just be angry people. So hope and love are essential, and it's essential for us to commit ourselves to those and to figure out how to get more of those, more hope and more love in our lives and in the lives of the people, our families and the people that we work with and the communities that we're a part of. It doesn't come easy, and nobody's going to hand it to us. We have to go out there and take it. And we have to figure different ways to do it. What gives us hope and love in our 20s is not the same thing that's going to give us hope and love in our 50s and 60s. And the final thing is, what would I want, like a professional or personal achievement to be remembered by? And I think, I really don't know the answer to this, but my thinking today is that I would like people to say that he tried to live up to the mandate of St. Augustine. St. Augustine's a person who lived in the 500s or 300s, something like that. He had a quote that I think is really, really important. He said, "Hope has two beautiful daughters, anger and courage. Anger at the way things are, and the courage to do something about it." I want to repeat that just so you have that. Hope has two beautiful daughters, anger and courage. Anger at the way things are, and the courage to do something about it. And I think that's a good challenge for all of us, and hopefully we all can live up to that as much as possible. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.